Okay, so let me ask you something. You look at a lot of these lists online. The LA Times has it, right? Bleacher. Everybody's got top 10 Lakers of all time. Most have Kobe 1. Why do you have Kobe 2? I mean, I agree with you. So I have my own rationale, but why Kobe 2 and Kareem 1?
Because, and again, I think it's almost like the Hall of Fame. I'm looking at their body of work, what he did when he played. And you got to look at what Kareem did. Kareem has led two teams to championships. He went and played with the Milwaukee Bucks. Obviously, he was Oscar Robertson and some other talented players back there, but he single-handedly carried that team to a championship that year. Then he comes to the Lakers. And the thing about Kareem, to me, that makes him the most dominating Laker player and probably the most dominating figure that's ever played this game in the NBA is that he had a shot that nobody could block. Nobody could block the sky hook. It didn't matter if there was a double team, a triple team. I have seen that myself, saw it. Houston Rockets, Elijah Wan, Ralph Sampson, and Robert Reed were all, when we threw the ball in, all of them was around Kareem. Kareem put the sky hook on them. Celtics, Robert Parrish, McHale, and Dennis Johnson dropping into his lap. Danny Ainge, Larry Bird, he still sky hooked them into oblivion. And I hate the Celtics, so I'm glad. That's why I use that word, oblivion. For me, if you doubled or triple team Kobe, he had to pass. He had to. I mean, he could force up a shot, a fall away, but it would be a forced shot, a shot that probably he makes more than he misses. But I'm going to take my chances on that. With Kareem, all you could do was force him out a little bit further. And I think the greatest shot I've ever saw Kareem hit was in 85, in the Boston Garden on the right side of the key, close to the Boston's bench. Shot clock was running down. Parrish had pushed Kareem. No, McHale was on him. McHale had pushed Kareem out to about 16, 17 feet, man. Kareem took that ball, man, and wound baseline going toward the backboard. And he sky hooked that shot, man, and it went in like somebody's jumper. That, to me, is unstoppable. It didn't matter what side of the floor he was on. And another thing that makes Kareem great to me is that people don't realize Kareem was a good ball handler when he was younger. When he played with the Bucks, there was times he'd grab a rebound or block somebody's shot, wouldn't block it. He'd grab it out of the air, take it down the whole way to the floor, and would dunk it or pass it off. Kareem could do it all, but the thing he understood was his value to our team, which was down the low post. Kareem made other players better. Kobe made some players better, but Kobe couldn't make everybody better. Kareem made other players better. And that's why I give him the number one nod. But you know what? When you put up 81, I don't care who you are, who's on the floor. When you put up 81 points, that alone puts you in the top 3 spots on any list you want to go on.
Kobe was more selfish too, and I mean, look at the breakup between Kobe and Shaq. Look at how Kareem and Magic blended together. Like, those could have been similar situations. Kareem deferred his ego for the betterment of the team. Kobe did for a few years with Shaq, but was unwilling to do that over time. And then you look at, I mean, Kobe's great. He's an all-time great player, but you look at the end of his career too, where he's kind of dragging the Lakers along and ego still got in the way. So that's your point about the skyhook is fantastic. And your point about Kareem making everybody better is fantastic. And I agree with all that. And I also think it's Kareem created an environment conducive to winning, and not to say that Kobe didn't, but he didn't for as long or as much as Kareem did.